Hello and good day children, and today we are going to start a new chapter, interesting chapter, periodic classification of elements. Interesting because this chapter is somewhat giving you an insight about the history, how the elements were discovered. Yes, and how and why the need of classification was felt in the people and how this began actually. So, actually, yeah, at the time, if we study the history, then there was around 7 elements like copper, nickel, mercury, gold, silver, iron. There were around 7 elements which were known to people, and these were the elements, key elements, which by which the civilization started. You must have read in your history chapters that how the prehistoric man started using them, making the instruments or weapons for his daily life to hunt the animals made of iron, and how it made his life easy. Because previously, even hunting was also not an easy thing for him. So, but later on, other elements were also discovered. Now, then all of you actually, nowadays about 118 elements are known to nowadays. Actually, total natural elements are 94, but other elements have been made by human beings. Yes, so we all can proud of ourselves or other people, other scientists, those who have made all such things possible. Yes, but now how it happened, if we go through the history of that how it happened actually, you see that that Daubernier, the scientist, actually what he felt that till his time not much elements were known, but those elements which we was knowing, he felt that there is something that some elements are very similar in properties. So what he did that, and they are similar in property, and the element having the lowest atomic mass and the element having the highest atomic mass, their average was found to be the mass of the middle element. Means he was able to form triads, and though what now we can see the what were the triads which he was familiar with. He thought that lithium, sodium, and potassium. You can see lithium atomic mass 7, potassium atomic mass 39. Now, in regarding the properties, they thought that these are the metals, as well as he found that they were experimented by the reaction of these metals with oxygen and hydrogen. And with these reactions, they found that they were similar. Exactly, the properties were exactly same. So, now what he found that the atomic mass of lithium and atomic mass of potassium, so making that is the average was found to be actually the atomic mass of sodium. Now you can see this how 7 plus 39, and if we are taking the average, it is going to be 23. So this is the atomic mass of 23. So what they came in mind that there is a relation of property with the atomic mass. So he can make certain triads. We see these are having similar properties. This we can say this is a one triad. In another way, another triad also can be formed, that is calcium, strontium and barium. So you know that is the atomic mass. Atomic mass of calcium, this can be formulated in another group, like see that now calcium atomic mass it is 40, and strontium and this was the barium. Barium atomic mass was found to be 137 units. Now as it was 137, so now the average atomic mass, that is, now these are the alkali metals. These are alkali metals and these are alkaline earth metals. Alkaline earth metals. Nowadays we know that these are having positive 1 valency. These all are having positive 2 valencies. But alkaline earth means found in the minerals, found in earth. Now again the average 40 plus 137 divided by 2, and it was found to be, that was You can find the average also, that was found to be 88. That is, average was 88. This was another group which he was able to found. Another group which he found, that was of chlorine, bromine and iodine. We can make it here also, yes. There is some space, we can do it. Right, that is chlorine, bromine and iodine. Now chlorine 35.5, that is the average atomic mass. Bromine and iodine. Now the iodine atomic mass, how much it is? It is about 127. And finding the average 35.5 plus 127 divided by 2, and that came to be about 81. 81.2 was the average atomic mass of bromine. Now these were alkaline earth metals and this group was of non-metals. Non-metals. These varying properties all were similar, and everything that the middle element was atomic mass was that was the having the average atomic mass. This thing was going means there is relation between the atomic mass and the property, and he called all these groups as the triads. He made one more group that was of nitrogen, phosphorus and arsenic. Nitrogen, phosphorus and arsenic. But actually they were in properties they were similar. In property they were similar. But phosphorus was not exact average, was not having average atomic mass. So this was the thing. So this was the thing which was not going exactly, but even then it gave certain insight in the people of those days that yes, there is some linking and some classification can be done. What is the benefit? If you know the property of lithium, you can understand the property of potassium and sodium. The same, if you know the property of calcium, you understand the property of that too. So this was the benefit, and wherever we find the benefit, we all are very intelligent. So we choose where we are having the benefit, we go in that, we try that thing. So that was a thing in his time. But that what if I say what were the limitations of the Dauvergne, that he could only make certain groups only. These were the only elements which he could formulate, and he could not answer about other elements, nothing, that no, not at all. So these were the drawbacks. Now later on people started thinking, now another scientist came, that was the Newland. Newland law of octaves. In the time of Newland, about 56 elements were known. Now 56 elements, now he what he found, that he said that there is actually on arranging the elements in the increasing order of atomic masses, the atomic masses which he was knowing at his time, he found that there is similarity in every eighth element. Just listen carefully. Every eighth element has the property of the first element. Now you can count it from one end. This is one group, this is one group, this is one, this is one. Means you can say, I am telling you that like this is a group. What? This is a group. In the same way you can find this is a group. This is a group. Now group one right, but now it is being formed. Just see, if any eighth element, if I am counting it from lithium, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sodium is the eighth element and sodium is having the same property as the lithium. If you start counting from beryllium, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, magnesium, both are alkaline earth metal having the same property as the beryllium. Anywhere you count, you are finding that in the both, like you can you can match this also, like you can see like carbon having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Silicon. Silicon is very much similar in property with the carbon. Understand? So this is, he thought, that is called as the law of octaves. Actually, he compared this law with the musical notes. As we know, sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa, these are the musical notes, and every that is eighth note is similar to the first notes. So he called this as the law of octaves. Now this was a very good thing. How much we can understand that we are understanding lithium, until last we can understand the property of all the elements. That was the thing, and he formulated that these are connected with the atomic mass. There is something which you can connect with the atomic mass, but there are limitations. There you can say that even Newland was also having the drawbacks. Now, what were the drawbacks? The first drawback was that he said that there are only 56 elements and no element cannot be can be discovered further. The first thing was wrong about him was this. Now another important drawback about Newland was about the cobalt and nickel. Now you see that cobalt and nickel are placed here in this table, in this group, chlorine, chlorine and bromine. And you all know chlorine and bromine, what are they? They are the non-metals. Now cobalt and nickel, you know, all are the these are the magnetic materials. Nowadays they are placed in the D block element. So he placed them here. I couldn't find the exact place. And these are very much similar to iron, and iron is so much away from this. So this was a great drawback about this. And hydrogen position was anomalous. Actually, hydrogen position is anomalous nowadays. It cannot, because hydrogen has similarity with metal. Like lithium, sodium, potassium also, and it has the similarity with the fluorine, chlorine also because of its special structure. So these were the drawbacks of the Newlands, and later on this chapter is continuing. Later on we will study actually about Mendeleev's periodic table, the work of Mendeleev, a very great breakthrough in the discovery of elements. Yes, we can say that he was the first person which actually made the periodic table. So, all a great salute for Mendeleev, and we will study later on. So, thank you children, have a nice day, wonderful day.